Today's practice is going to be fairly still. So find a place where you will be comfortable sitting, standing, or laying down. You know, we always start with a little bit of movement, but you'll only need a couple feet around you for that. And then as we're waiting for people to trickle in, how was everybody's week? It's interesting, right? As we go through the phases of this quarantine, this pandemic, I've definitely felt big shifts in my energy. I felt big shifts in my mood. It seems like every week has a little bit of a different personality. And I definitely felt like by this week, if there was, not like any of this was merry, jolly, happy, or exciting, right? But it was new, it was novel, and we didn't know what to expect. And so I think at the beginning, there was almost like a little bit of shine on it. Like you could psych yourself up and get in gear and say, okay, I'm gonna make the most out of this and we'll see where it goes. And I definitely felt by this week that the shine was off the apple. And I was like, oh gosh, how long is this going to last for? I'm tired, I'm stressed, everybody around me is stressed. It was feeling really overwhelming. And I have experienced from being in other groups before that if somebody in the group is feeling or experiencing something, chances are multiple people in the group are experiencing a similar thing. And so this week we're going to really talk about how to deal with this feeling of being overwhelmed, because all week long for me, it felt like one thing after the other, after the other, after the other was just like showing up on my plate, showing up on my to-do list. And each thing felt really big. It felt heavy. It felt burdensome. And I started to feel resentful, right? Like, why me? Why am I having to do so much? It seems like I'm having to do so much more than other people, which is not true, right? We all have so much that we're dealing with right now, but I think it's easy to kind of get into your own head and get into your own world and get tunnel vision, and you just see what's on your shoulders. And so the thing that I've really been trying to remind myself of in life lately, but especially during this pandemic, is whatever's happening, where's the lesson, right? Whatever is showing up over and over and over again, there's something that I'm supposed to learn from it that maybe I haven't learned yet. And that's why it keeps coming to me, because the universe is on our side. The universe wants you to learn. It wants you to level up, and it will continue to give you opportunities to learn and level up until you get the point, make the change, and move on. So I was like, okay, what is it? What is it? I'm doing my self-care. I'm exercising every morning. I'm doing my Qigong every day. I'm spending time with my family. I'm getting sleep. I'm trying to eat healthy. Why do I not feel like my capacity is bigger? Why don't I feel like my patience is bigger? Why don't I feel like I can handle all of these things? And one of the techniques that I've been trying to work on with myself is expanding capacity, right? So if I can handle more, then each little thing seems smaller, and then I can add on the other things, and it's not such a big deal. And what I think I realized this week was that there's another side to expanding capacity. It's not just so that you can handle more, but it's so that you can create space between the things that you are already having to handle, so that there's room to breathe and room to think and room to see clearly. Because when we feel overwhelmed, we shift into survival mode. We shift into sympathetic overdrive. And when we're in survival mode, we do not think clearly. We don't see the big picture. We're just very much like, how do I get from this moment to the next to the next? And that's why things that might otherwise not seem that big can seem huge. And things that ordinarily would seem big can seem crushing and overwhelming. And so in the second part of the week, I started to try to shift my focus, not to just expanding capacity, but to really allow myself to experience the space between the issues, between the things on the to-do list that expansion was creating. And I found that really, really helpful. And so today, my intention is to lead you all through that kind of practice, to hopefully create space for you, to create that internal room to stretch and expand and breathe that we are not getting in our external world right now. And I hope it's going to be very helpful for everyone. So Let's get started. Now, this is going to be like a meditation. And like I always say, you're going to get much more out of your meditation if you can relax the physical body first. I just want to make sure. Hi, good morning. So we're going to do just a very quick technique to relax the physical body before we get started. In the past, we've done some bouncing, we've done some tapping, we've stimulated the body with really vigorous tapping. Today, I'm going to show you a very effective, very quick tense and release exercise. What we're going to do is basically take a deep breath in, and then we're going to squeeze every single muscle in our bodies. And what that's going to do is create a tourniquet effect so that blood builds up behind the tension. And then when we relax it, blood's going to rush into the muscles, and it's going to give them like a power wash, right? Washing out the lactic acid, washing out the toxins, bringing in the oxygen, and the whole body's going to relax. So the way that goes is you stand with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. And you're going to inhale in as your arms come up and you step your feet together. And then as you exhale, you're going to squeeze every single muscle in your body. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. But I always warn people before I do this, my face is about to get really ugly because there's muscles here too, and I'm going to squeeze all of them, okay? So you would inhale, bring your arms up and step your feet together. And exhale and squeeze that tension out. Good. And so that's how you do it, okay? So let's all do it together. Feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. We're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale and squeeze that tension out. Good, and relax. Okay, let's do that again. Inhale up, feet together. Exhale out and squeeze all the muscles in your body. And let it out. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more times in a slightly different way. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are doing a quick exercise to relax our bodies before we get into our main practice for today. So this time, you're going to again stand with your feet a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. And you're going to inhale as your arms come up. But this time, as you exhale, you're going to squeeze your arms out to the side. And when you get here, you can flex and extend the wrists up and down. When you get here is also an excellent opportunity to check in and see, are there any muscles that I am not contracting? And then you have a chance to squeeze them down. For some reason, I always tend to forget about my butt and my lower back. So I get here and I check in. I'm like, oh, okay, squeeze the booty. All right. So let's start with our legs shoulder width distance apart. Let's inhale, bringing our arms up. Exhale and squeeze all the muscles. Awesome. Okay. We're going to do that one more time. Don't forget to exhale when you're squeezing. If you hold the breath, your blood pressure is going to go up. You're going to get a headache or you're going to get dizzy, okay? So inhale up. Exhale and squeeze all the tension out. And then just check in. I feel a big difference in my body than how I felt before we started doing this. Now, I've done this a lot. And the thing that's great about these mind-body physical practices is that the more you do them, the more effective they become because your brain and body learn what to do with them. But this is one that I love so much because not only is it efficient, but even the first time you do it, people tend to feel a big difference. So now that we have wrung all of that tension out, we're actually going to brush our bodies off a little bit because, we squeezed out lactic acid, we squeezed out toxins, we flushed them away with our blood. But on an energetic level, you can squeeze stuck, stinky, stagnant energy out of your body, but it may still be clinging to your surface. And so you just want to get that off. And so we just lightly, like you're actually brushing something off of you, but you're going to get the whole body, get the arms, the chest, the back, the booty, get the legs. I like to get the head and the neck and the face, every single part, and then you just flick it off your fingers. Awesome. Okay. So for those of you just joining us, welcome. We just were doing a quick exercise to relax our bodies, and now we're going to get into our longer practice. So this is going to be like a guided meditation. Find yourself a comfortable position. You can be sitting down, you can be laying down, you can be standing up. I've said this before, but I like to stand during meditation. I feel like it gives my body just enough to do that it kind of tames my monkey mind and I can drop in deeper into the meditation. But there's no right way to do this. The right way is the way that you can really tap in and follow along, okay? So I'm going to give you guys another second to get comfortable. Okay. Now we're going to take a deep breath in through our noses, filling up our bellies, and out through the mouth. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. And as you continue to breathe deep, cleansing breaths, turn your attention inward and just notice any tension, any blockage, anything that feels stuck, anything that's rattling around. Picture all of these distractions, all of these malfunctions, all of these blockages filling up your body. And if it feels right, give them a color. And if it feels right, you could see them all as one big body of the same thing, like a smoke or a smog, so that you may be filled with a black smoke or a gray, gooey ooze, whatever feels right to you. Now, as you start to breathe deeply in through your nose, picture that clean, fresh air going internally, breaking up the smog, breaking up the blockages, and then breathe those out on the exhale. Inhale, clean, fresh air. Exhale out the smoke or the smog. Inhale, clearing. Exhale, releasing. So that with every breath, you notice the line of the smog dropping lower and lower as you empty yourself out of this noise. You empty yourself out of this blocked energy. You empty yourself out of that which is taking up space but not serving you. Inhaling clean, fresh air. Exhaling, clearing. Inhaling, exhaling. And allow yourself to continue the inhalation and the exhalation as you notice the line of smoke or ooze or smog going lower and lower as more and more of your body is cleared out, all the way down, all the way down. All the way down into the legs and down, breathing in clear air, breathing out that which does not serve, breathing in, breathing out. Take another moment to continue to empty yourself of all the noise, all the smoke, all the goo. And once that line has fallen all the way to the bottom, out the bottom of your feet and into the earth, take a moment to notice the space inside your body, the space that you have created with your breath and your intention. Notice how calm it feels. Notice how still, how deliciously empty, not because you are lacking, but because you have an abundance of space that you can fill as you see fit. Take another couple of deep breaths to just enjoy this feeling in the body. And now we're going to bring our attention and our intention up to the level of the mind. And as you approach the level of the mind, notice a smooth surface. The color of this surface is soothing. The texture of this surface is smooth. But as you continue to come up, notice that this surface is piled high with all your worries, all your fears, everything you are supposed to do. Let's make these small. Breathe in to the surface. Breathe in, allowing it to expand with your breath. Breathing in, and the smooth, cool surface starts to grow. Breathing in, the piles becoming respectively smaller as the surface expands. Breathe in, and as the surface expands, allow your awareness to rise up so that with the continued expansion, you can see the spaces being created between the piles. You can see the piles becoming smaller and smaller. And as your awareness continues to rise, you see these piles in a way you had not previously been able to see them. You get the big picture in their totality, that they are manageable, that there is a way to handle them. And even more than that, you notice all the space that you've created between these to-dos. Allow yourself to come down onto the smooth surface that is continuing to grow and expand, bigger and bigger, on into infinity. And you land in a place that's now so wide and so spacious that the only to-dos you can see are like tiny specks off in the distance, and you're surrounded by this clear, soothing, smooth space. And now that you are here, I invite you to move and explore as you see fit. You may want to walk around, breathing in the clear, fresh air. You may want to lay down on this surface and feel the smooth, soothing texture, the coolness of the surface as it seeps into your skin, the support, the balance, the calm. And as you look around, noticing those tiny specks off in the distance. Allow yourself to be filled with the knowing that now that you see them in their totality, they are simply, easily solvable. And breathe into your awareness. Breathe into your belly. Start to feel a warm sensation building in your belly as you walk or sit or lay in this expanse. Breathe in and let that warmth grow, expanding outwards, filling your body with the warm glowing light, expanding around you to form a warm glowing ball. And notice how inside of this ball you feel so confident, so strong, so powerful, so tapped in. You have everything you need to move forward. You have everything you need to accomplish what you need to in this day, in this year, in this life. You have everything you need because you can tap in to this infinite space, to this infinite wisdom whenever you choose. And now that you are tapped in, you can feel how the knowledge and the clarity and the wisdom here is greater than anything you could think of with your mind. And this is where you can come to find your solutions. And this place is available to you whenever you want. This place is available to you whenever you want to take a break. Feel how healthy it feels to be in this expansive space of awareness. Feel how good your body feels while you are here. Feel how strong and rooted you are. Take a few deep cleansing breaths in and simply allow yourself to enjoy this state and this place. Feel it in every cell of your body. Feel it in every particle of light that is filling you up. Feel it in every inch of your mind. Let it imprint on you. When you are ready, take some deep cleansing breaths, bringing movement back into your arms, back into your neck, back into your head. As you breathe movement into your body, continue to allow yourself to feel this space, this energy, this connection. Breathing down into your belly, bringing movement into the belly and the lower back and the hips, still filled with this energy, with this connection, with this vibration. Breathing movement back into your legs, into your knees, into your ankles and feet, still tapped in to this infinite, expansive space. And when you feel ready, allow your eyes to open back into the room, but still connected to the space and the peace that you have found. Okay. So that's what I've been doing this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you were able to go to that space, if you were able to tap into that feeling, know that that is always there for you. You have brought a piece of that back with you to use in your everyday life, and you can return there whenever you want. And in reality, we're always there. We just need to notice, to go there with our attention and our intention, to realize that that space is always available, that connection is always available, that we can walk through life maintaining and feeling and benefiting from that connection. And if you weren't able to tap in, if you weren't able to see yourself there, hopefully at least you're feeling a little bit more relaxed. But I encourage you to come back and follow the meditation again and practice and see if you can go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. Thank you all so much for joining me. Thank you to all of you who are coming back week after week. It is so nice to have tribe, to have community, to have a group of like-minded people who care, who are invested in themselves, who are invested in the planet, who want to come to the other side of this whole experience of this pandemic in a much higher place than they went in. I invite you to continue to join me. I'm going to do this every week, as I said, at least until the pandemic is resolved. I want to know what you need. I want to help. I want to be of service. And so if you are struggling with something, or if there's a technique that you've heard of that you don't know how to do and you want to learn, message me or put it in the chat. And I use those comments to help me decide what I'm going to do each week. Next week, I am on call, and so I will be in the office seeing patients at this time on Saturday morning. My intention is still to have a session. I would like to hear from you what times would be better. I could do a Sunday morning. I could do a Sunday afternoon. I think Saturday afternoon may be a little bit much for me. So work is kind of intense right now, but anytime Sunday during the day, just let me know what works for y'all, and then I will post about it. And then also for any of you that have been having problems sleeping through all of this, my latest episode of my podcast called What You Want to Know is now up on Apple Podcasts. If you don't have Apple Podcasts, let me know and I can send you a link so that you can open it in your browser. But this episode is on sleep. So how do we get really good quality sleep no matter where we're coming from without using medications? So I hope you enjoy it. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I love you all. I'm so grateful to be here with you. And until next time, have a wonderful week and be well. Bye.